Hello and you're very welcome to Project 259, the aftermath. As you're aware, most of us anyway, Milan Marathon took place last Sunday, and without further ado, we'll get in and explain how the weekend went. So before we get into the race on the Sunday, we're just going to talk about the weekend leading up to the Sunday and what we went through and what we done and all the rest of it. So we flew out Friday morning, very early start. We were in the airport for 4:30 in the morning. Again, no hassle there whatsoever. Flew through it. I'd started the carb loading on the Friday morning as soon as we got up. I never left the bottle out of my hand for the whole weekend. It was glued to me. We had the precision hydration, the pH 1000s. So I was putting 2 of them into every 1.5 litre bottle of water, as well as 2 scoops of carb mix, precision hydration carb mix. As I said before, I'm not sponsored by any of these, by no means whatsoever. And it's just what I use. It works for me. 2 scoops of the precision mix was giving me 30 grams of carbs. I was putting probably about 3 to 4 scoops in, so it was giving me 60 grams of carbs because it's nearly a 2 litre bottle of water that I carry around with me. So and 2,000 milligrams of the precision hydration, the pH 1000s, you know. So I was conscious of getting in my salts, getting in my sodiums, and doing as much as I could to help myself along the way, like, you know. That started first thing Friday morning. It continued all the way through the day and all the way through Saturday. I never let up on it, and as I said before, it was always in my hand. We got over there, checked out the place where we were staying. We're staying in a little apartment, absolutely fabulous. It was your own little kitchen in it and the whole lot, and so we were able to do everything you wanted, you know. We got the expo out of the way, grand and simple. Went out to the expo, massive place. Wasn't the greatest expo that you'd ever bloom and see. Very scattered and looking very Italian, like, you know what I mean? I felt it was a little bit all over the place and everything else, and got through it. There was nothing in it for me anyway, so we went in, we got the bags, got the numbers, that type of thing. Just the other thing with the expo, if you're going to Milan yourself in future, if you're not affiliated to a running club, you have to get a medical exemption, you know. So it's an online form. It didn't apply to us. Once you're in a club and you give your Athletics Ireland registration number, that bypasses all of that. It's no big deal, even if you don't do it online. It kept saying to us, and quite a few people, Irish, that were going over, your form was incomplete. Don't be worrying about it. It is what it is. You go over, and I think it's an Italian thing anyway, unless they physically see it in your hand or something like that. But when you get over there, it's not a problem. They just fill out the blooming form in front of you and just send you on your way. It's not a big deal. I was thinking, from what I'd heard previous, that the medical was a big thing and blah de blah. It was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. You sailed through it and moved on. So we got out of there. Friday was about 20 odd degrees in Milan, Friday and Saturday. And as planned, I knew it was going to be that way. I checked the forecast out. I was sick checking the forecast out. Prepared for it, kept drinking, kept doing all we can. Got in out of the shade as much as I could. Got into the shade as much as I could. And got out of the city, got back to the hotel, got back to the apartment and chilled out for the afternoon. That's it. Went out for some food, kept on top of the food. And yeah, food in Italy is perfect for blooming marathon running. It's pizza, it's pasta, you know. You can't go wrong, you know. It's the ideal city for nutrition for a marathon. Yeah, as well as drinking your carbs, but you can get all sorts of pastas and pizzas and you know the drill, like, you know what I mean. Friday was great, absolutely super, and fabulous city, I have to say. Milan, hats off to it, fabulous city. So moving on to the Saturday. Saturday morning we got up, had a bit of breakfast in the room, and Got out and went for a run. I think we ran about 2.5 miles. Small shakeout run, myself and Paulette. Great to have her running with me. And we just ran around basically the blooming sites around Milan. Not a very hard city to get around. And we just seen everything in the 2.5 miles. We got out nice and early. We were in the shade. Blue skies. You knew it was getting warm in the afternoon, and I wanted to be back. I wanted to be out of it. Had a gorgeous run. Dropped off, coffee on the way back, and I basically chilled out for the afternoon. Paulette went off and seen a few museums and all the rest of it, and sat out in the massive park there. It was absolutely fabulous. Buskers everywhere in Milan. It's probably the busking capital of the world. The quality of it was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I didn't. I chilled out in the room, read me books, had a nap, had a doze, and I literally sat on my arse for the day and kept out of the way. And I had a great afternoon. Now, let me tell you, it was peaceful. And yeah, great. Kept drinking the carbs, kept drinking the electrolyte, piled it on, and went out for lunch just around the corner. Gorgeous few places. Got a nice little bit of lunch. Had a light bit of carbonara. Saturday evening we went out about 6:30 and had a pizza. I got back and we chilled out. I think we were in bed and everything by 9:45 Saturday night. So well rested. Looking forward to Sunday. Got all the gear ready Saturday evening. We were ready to rock. And had a great night's sleep. Didn't bother us. Had the earplugs in. If you're ever going away to a city marathon, I strongly advise earplugs. Had the earplugs in. Never heard a shagging thing. Unconscious. Job's oxo. So woke up Sunday morning. First thing I done, opened the big bloody blinds on the room. Looked up, clear blue skies, thinking, it's not meant to be like this. It's meant to be very cloudy, 10 degrees, according to YR and all the rest of the BBC and everything else. And I won't lie to you, I see the blue skies and I think, fiddlers, but we can do nothing about that. So look, we got the breakfast into us, had a great breakfast, had the porridge, the outlets, the pods, the boxes, and I 3 of them, just sat down, chilled out, made a pot of coffee. I brought my own bread with me, my own whole grain brown, Brennan's, you can't beat it. I know I'm not sponsored by them yet. Had my own toast, had my own butter, brought my own marmalade, just wanted everything the blooming same, wrapped it up in tin foil, banged it in the bag. We were checking in the bag in the airport, it's great. Had my own stuff, perfectly comfortable. I brought my own coffee. I didn't even take a chance. Brought my own coffee. It works for me. Went, stripped everything down. Had a great breakfast. Really enjoyed it. And we got up. We were ready to rock. Everything was there. And we sauntered down into the town. Plenty of time. We were 5 minutes away from the start. You got down to the town and look, it was a great buzz around the place. And in the shade where it was, got me warm up done. Happy enough with it. I couldn't fault it. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I was feeling great, looking forward to getting going, couldn't wait to start, and really felt good. Couldn't be happier. And got into the starting pen, met a couple of the lads that came with us, met them at the start, and it's gas, a couple of lads from Clondalkin that knew me from this and all the rest of it. It's amazing how this blooming social media is taken, and the people that you meet and everything else. But yeah, we had a great morning, chilled out, great start, great atmosphere, and starters go and went, and we headed off. So I was put into wave 1 with the time I was looking for, sub 3 hours, 2:59. They put me into wave 1. But the bloody sub 3 hour paces were in wave 2, unbeknownst to me. The Italians are sticklers for, if you're in wave 1, you're in wave 1, and Jesus Christ almighty. So I started at the back of wave 1, thinking, grand, I'll walk wave 2 up and we'll all go off together. Happy days. Jesus Christ almighty. I let everybody go in wave 1. And I'm walking up with the wave 2 below, with the stewards. And Then I nearly got accosted because I was waiting and waiting. You have to go. You have to go. Go, go, go. We're not starting until you go. You go. We can't. I said, don't worry about it. I'll get underneath the rope. Like, I'll just get under the rope there. I want to go with your man there, the balloons. No, you have to go now. Good Jesus. Stewards, I said, here, good luck. Headed off. When I went around the first corner, I was last by about 50 Jesus yards. But I didn't give a fiddler's. Went down the road. It was a bit of a tailback when you went around the corner anyway, so caught up with everyone and got down the road. Didn't bother me in the slightest. I kept going down the road. The watch was telling me on 6:20 pace, 6:30 pace, pegging it back, slowing it down. I felt I was practically walking. Didn't give a fiddler's. Then the watch, you know, it takes a while. You're in the big city and all the rest of it, big buildings. I just didn't want to be under 6:50 minute mile at the first mile. There was no way in Christ that I was going to be too fast on the first mile. So I literally felt I walked the first mile. Signs on it. I got to the first mile in 7 minutes, 3 seconds or something, 7:05. I'll put the mile times up on the screen. 7:05, I think. I was delighted with myself. I knew, grand, happy days. I'm 5 seconds over. I have 5 seconds in the bag, or 10 seconds in the bag. Brilliant. I didn't give a fiddler's. I had the rhythm nailed and we kicked on. I just settled into a rhythm. The second mile went 6:48. Perfect. 6:50, 6:48, 6:50. I couldn't have asked for better. I was enjoying the morning. Everything was rosy. The first 10k went through it. I was absolutely doing handstands. I was bang on the schedule. Everything. I met Paulette at 8k, 10k. Bang on. She had the clock. She had the watch down to a T. I couldn't have hit it any better. Went through 10k. Brilliant. And the miles just ticked on. Just went great. And you're in and around the city and everything else. But then reality kicked in. And you left the city. I was cruising for about, I'd say, 12 miles, 13 miles. I was hitting the numbers. Everything was rosy. But then when you left the city, the temperature was up and you were left in no man's land. It was just wide open. There was no shelter, there was no trees, there was no nothing. You went out by the San Siro, up the main road by the exhibition place, wide open roads, and you got the full brunt of the heat. And as I was saying to people all week, I don't make excuses, or I try not to make excuses, and they were saying, oh, well, it sounds like an excuse to me. Well, let me tell you, there's a difference in making an excuse and reality. The reality was, it was 20 degrees, 21 degrees. When it's 21 degrees, the heart rate goes up like a rocket, okay? Because it's all about getting the blood to the heart, all right? When you see the thing, and I'll put it up, like my average heart rate for the day was 158. And that was, but as it turned out, 7:15 minute miles. It didn't go to plan. We were running in the park, doing our runs at 6:45 minute miles. My heart rate never went over 150, you know. So you're nearly 30 seconds slower and your heart rate is 157. It just goes, when you're in the heat, and you know it's 20 degrees and everything else, well, to run a marathon, usually, you just run at the heart rate. You pick your heart rate and you run to the heart rate. The time is out the window. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't prepared to do that. I had it in my head, 2:59, and I wanted to go and have a dig at it. And that's what I done. I went at it, hit the miles and hit the miles. But you do have to pay the piper at some stage. I knew going into the race, there was never going to be a 157 in the bag. There was never going to be a 156 or something, or 256. I knew I didn't have that. And I knew I knew I could do 259. But I need lady luck on my side. I need everything to go with me. 10 degrees of heat and all the rest of it, 12 degrees. You could manage 15, 16 degrees. But when it gets up like that heat bouncing off the road, you are going to suffer. And when the heart rate goes up, that's what happens. And that's what happened on Sunday. I felt from about 15 miles, I won't lie to you, I struggled. I struggled with the heat. I was getting the water in every water station. I was taking 3 bottles of water in every water station without walking or slowing down or anything. I managed to nail it. I was getting me blooming salts in, salt tablets, 250 milligrams every 5k without fail. So it was never a salt problem. It was never a carbohydrate problem. I always had a gel in my hand. I was using the Precision Hydration 90 gram pouches. There was always one in my hand. When I finished the 90 gram pouch, I had a 30 gram 100 milligram caffeine Precision Hydration just to give me a boost. So it was never a problem of running out of fuel or running out of water, salt, nothing, just heat. And like I wasn't on my own. It was a tough day coming back in. Tough stretch. But it was what it was. I met Paulette at about 33k. She gave me a flat Coke, a bottle of flat Coke, and it was a great change, I have to say, from the gels. Just to get that into your mouth, a different taste. Walked the treat all the way back down. And as she said to me all the way back down, just keep the miles consistent. Just keep the rhythm. Just keep the rhythm. And that's all my mantra was on the way back in, was keeping the rhythm and holding on, basically. And that's just the way it was for the rest of the day. I was just hanging on and just keeping going and staying positive in my own head. So yeah, coming back into town, I won't lie to you, I was hanging on and I was doing everything in my power. There was a Spanish chap running alongside me, and I gave him a water at one stage. He dropped his water at a water station, and I happened to have 2 in my hand, and I handed it to him, and he was extremely grateful in the whole. I seen my name, Thomas and Dad, and so we kind of got in together. We were pushing each other all the way home, and it was great. He'd go 2 yards in front of me. I'd want to catch him. I'd go 2 yards in front of him. And he really kept me on my toes all the way home without saying anything. We never talked all the way in. We just kept pushing each other, and I'd go in front of him and he'd come in front of me. All the way back into town. A tough spin back in. I kind of had it in my head then. I knew 3 hours was gone. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, I can get through another 3:05. I'll get sub 3:05 now. I'll be happy with that. I'll take it. Of course, I went, well, at least I'll be under 3:10. I'll be under 3:10. I have this. Coming back into town, the shock on my face when I seen 3:10 when I crossed the line on the thing, I was raging. But as I said, I left everything out there. At the last kilometre, I was seeing stars, trying to lift my legs off the ground. I was hyperventilating coming back in the road. I knew I was maxed out heart rate wise. I think the last 800 metres, 1,000, last K was in the 165s or something ridiculous. And that explains the kind of hyperventilating. I was on the verge of blooming dropping. But look, we kept going and we kept at it. I was delighted with the run over. Look, I wasn't happy with the time, and that's it. It was out of my control. I was extremely happy with how I conducted myself on the day. Mentally wise, it was probably the best performance I've ever done in my life. I don't think there was ever a negative thought in my head for the whole day. Even though I knew it wasn't going my way, there was never a negative thought in my head. I was never upset in my head with anything. I always kept it positive. I used my mantras that I had used during the 16-week block, and those who've been watching the series would know. And the most important was calm and controlled. Calm and controlled all the way along. I kept repeating to myself, the further I go, the stronger I get. It didn't work out in reality, but I kept saying it to myself anyway. And I knew I could walk and walk and walk. And it was a walking day. I had to walk my arse off. I had to concentrate my arse off. And I was extremely happy with that. The fact that with no negative thinking, I tried to keep it positive, and thinking of positive stories that I had encountered along the way over the last 16 weeks. I had flashbacks to different things, my mental wins over the 16 weeks. I kept them, I had them all weekend. I was reading them on the plane. I was going through YouTube videos and making notes and everything else on the plane over. All day Saturday, I was going back over mental wins that I had done the 16 weeks. So they were all fresh in my head. And I knew I was going to get to a stage on Sunday where I'd probably have to use them. And boy, jeez, did I use them. It was fabulous. It took my mind off a massive amount of things. I kept envisaging me talking to people that I've met over the last 16 weeks, messages that I've got from people, how positive they've got out of it, and all the good things that have been happening over the last 16 weeks was really coming back to me in the last, say, 10K of the run on Sunday. And I really, really enjoyed that part of it, you know. Even though there was chaos outside, the body trying to lift the legs and concentrate on the cobblestones and everything else, mentally wise, I felt I was in a cocoon, you know. And yeah, so that's the massive part of it. Was I disappointed I didn't get the 2:59? Of course I'm disappointed. I won't lie to you, I felt a bit hollow on the Sunday and Monday. And hollow I wasn't disappointed, I wasn't in humour, it was out of my control. I couldn't do anything about it. I covered everything that I could, I controlled everything I could, and it just wasn't my day. It's just one of those things. We look back and I thought about it, we were talking at dinner on the Sunday. And out of the 16 weeks, you add up the amount of hours that is in 16 weeks. They all went perfect. I ticked all the boxes. The training was amazing. Out of all them hundreds and hundreds of hours, went amazing. It only didn't go for probably an hour and 20 minutes of that 16 weeks. Just didn't fall right for me. And that's all it is. In the grand scheme of things, for our 16 weeks and the many thousands of hours there was in the 16 weeks, it didn't go to plan for an hour and 20 minutes of it. I live with that. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to break me. It's just one of those things. We've moved on already. The plan is going forward. The plan is being written. And it's been written since last week as well. You know, coming up to it, I was looking forward to after Milan and what's next and all the rest of it. So we're moving on, and nobody died. There's an awful lot of people who love to be doing what I'm doing, and that's it. That's end of story from Milan. We didn't get the time, but sure, 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes, you know. Yeah, and that's all I can say about it, really. So to recap over the 16 weeks, it's been absolutely phenomenal. From my point of view, it's been absolutely brilliant. The training that I've put in, the level of fitness that I've got out of the 16 weeks, it's fabulous. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. Where I am fitness-wise, the times that I've been doing in training, the times I've been doing in races, it's all for nothing. It's not all for nothing. It's I'm looking forward this week. I'm doing nothing. I haven't ran. I'm going to run with the boys in the morning. Going to run easy in the morning, Friday. Meet them for coffee. I've done nothing all week. Might run. Paulette's doing a park run Saturday, so I might have a jog around then. We're going to kick back in a few weeks of easy running. Then have a holiday. Once I get back from the holiday, the next plan is going to start. We've a list of races that we've entered for the summer, and we've a plan together. I'm looking forward to it. We'll let you know in a couple of weeks' time what it is and where it's going. It's all going to be in Dublin, Ireland, and but it's a plan for the summer and what we're going to do. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get racing. I can't wait to get racing. I'm going to work on the speed walk going forward, and I'm going to race my arse off this summer, and really put the work in, get the benefits of the work that I've done over the last 16 weeks and carry it forward over the next 20-25 weeks. Yeah, so we're looking forward. I'd like to thank everyone that's been involved in this process. I can't name everybody. I just can't. there's too many, and I've been very, very grateful with the level of support that I've got from everyone, you know. The lads in Ballymun Athletic Club, I'm not a member of Ballymun Athletic Club, but by Jesus Christ, they treat me like I am, and great bit of slagging, great bit of crack. I train with them, and they're a great, super bunch of lads. They've dovetailed with me, helped me out mentally, emotionally, physically, every way, and I wouldn't have got it done without them, full stop. Paulette has been brilliant. She's put up with a lot, let me tell you. She's put up with a lot, not even going there. But she's been brilliant with the strength and conditioning, with the nutrition side of things. And everything in between, cooking meals and everything else, she's there for me 110%. Yeah, couldn't have done it without her. The great thing about her is, like, the amount of people that I've had over the last 16 weeks, and really in the last few weeks, you know, sending messages and everything else, and especially since Sunday, like, the amount of people that it's touched, you know, they've got a tiny little bit out of it. It's helped them, or it's done something for them, and they've got a tip, a trick, or something else. That's what this was all about, okay? This wasn't about me, all right? All right, I'm the face you see here and the mouth that you hear. But I get the kick out of sharing, all right? My mother used to always say, it's in the giving that you receive, all right? And I love to give. I love sharing the information. I love giving me experience. I'm mad at all my life, 45 years running now. I'm mad at all my life, and I've made all the mistakes. I said it before and at the start of this, I've made all the mistakes, and I love sharing tips, tricks that I'm still learning, by the way, even since Sunday. Going forward to when I do my next marathon, I'm going to tweak it, and I've learned a few things that I'd never done before, and you'll see them down the road. But yeah, I've had a fabulous 16 weeks. I want to thank you all for tuning in, for liking, for sharing, for everything that you do, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the next couple of weeks when we get back up and running, and we'll be back onto you, hounding you, annoying you, boring you, and until then, look after yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.